Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday, it's experiment day and it's the first one for a little while because of illness and because of some technical difficulties. Today we're looking at building a nation. We're going to pump money and facilities into the Czech Republic leagues and hopefully they can produce some wonder kids who can take Czech Republic on to international glory. The best that they have ever done is a runner-up in the European Championships in 1996, losing out to Germany on that occasion. They've had a few successes in junior competitions, winning the European under-21s in 2002 and some second and third place finishes in under-20 elite leagues, European under-19 championships and under-17 championships. So we're going to pump some money into the leagues and we're going to see if I haven't got a time frame on this, maybe 50 to 100 years, if Czech Republic can become a success on the international scene. Hello and welcome to the channel. Before we get started, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, everything helps at this point in time. We're looking at pumping the money into Czech Republic, as I said in the intro. Czech Republic have produced a number of good players over the years. I mean, if we just look, we're on Young Player of the Year at the moment, if we just look at the Player of the Year, obviously Petr Cech, one of the most notable ones in the recent years. Thomas Rosicky, going all the way back, Jan Koller, big 6'6", 6'7" striker. Karol Poborský, Pavel Nedved, Milan Baroš are all names that come to mind. Thomas Souček is a player that's at West Ham now, who's Player of the Year for the last 2 seasons with the Czech Republic. We're hoping that we can pump some money into the clubs and that they can start producing some wonder kids, and those wonder kids can break into the Czech Republic side, and that Czech Republic side can go on and become a powerhouse nation. So we're on Baník Ostrava, and as you can see, this is what we've done. We have maxed out the training facilities of all the clubs. We've given them £1 billion in the bank balance as well. We haven't edited the transfer budget or the wage bill or anything like that. We've just gave them max facilities, max money. That way they don't have to spend any of the money on the facilities. As we just flick through here, Bohemians, not even going to try, Hadrek, Jablonec, Kovina, Parabadis, I know that one, Sigma, Slavia Prague, Slovako. So all these clubs have got it. And then we move down into the second division, and teams like Brno, they've all got 3.5 star and 2.5 star in the facilities, and they've all got £500 million in the bank, giving them some money as well. So hopefully even the lower league teams can start producing some good players, which hopefully the top flight teams can poach and then move up and become Czech Republic international stars. So first things first, we're going to go 10 years into the future. Because Czech Republic are not a developing state, I don't feel the need to have to go to 25 years in the future to really see what kind of impact they are having. I've just seen that Sparta Prague need a new manager as well, as do a second division club, a couple of second division clubs there. So 10 years should be enough time to have got the first batch of youngsters through, and let's see what they've done. So the one thing I didn't show you was where they were ranked in the world rankings, and if we just go here, they were 39th in 2021. They're now 41st, which is not great in the slightest. They've dropped down a couple of places. I mean, they've gone down as low as 51st here. So I don't know what has happened in this first 10 years or so. We're going to have a quick look at the competitions. Is there anything noticeable that has happened? And that click didn't work. So they've won the Under-21 Championships in 2025. So that was 6 years ago. So they haven't really made anything on that. They became runners-up in 2029 as well. So that was a bit more recent. And runners-up in the Under-19 Championships in 2030. So they're producing some good youngsters. They're producing some youngsters that are doing well in competitions. Oh, third place in the Under-20 World Cup there. So yeah, so progress has been made, even though the first national team has dropped down to 2 places actually in the finish, dropped down as low as 51st and then came back up to 41st. So there's a little bit of progression there, especially how far they dropped. We're also going to have a quick look at what kind of players they're developing. I mean, if you look at the Under-21s of the Czech Republic, the best player is worth between 32 and £96 million. That is Graham Cole, good Czech Republic sounding name there. Born in the Czech Republic, eligible to play for England as well. So let's have a look at him. He is, he was already on there. 132 current ability, 176 potential abilities. That has got to be sort of in wonder kid territory there. Joseph Brabec, he is 178 potential ability, 133 current ability. Don Tuan, who's at PSG, 158 potential ability, so not quite as good there. Under 23s, they're not going to be much in the under 23s, I don't think. If you look at the senior squad, we have got Martin Prajaka at Newcastle, worth between £138 million. Let's have a look at it. Let's get the edit on. Maxed out, 174 current ability, 174 potential ability, elite level striker. What's he done? 13, 16 goals, 16. Never really took off massively. International wise, he has got 20 goals in 32 caps, so he is doing a decent job there. Adam Lozek, he's also worth between 34 and 102 million. That's very vague. He's at Olympique Marseille. Going down here, Kuchero's at Man United, 20 years of age, another striker that they've produced here. He is 141 current ability, 164 potential ability, so they're really starting to churn out some players. And if you look at the average age of this first team, a couple of 20-year-olds in there, a few 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds. These will all be players that have come through since this save start. This guy has come through the ranks at Slavia Prague and has played a multitude of games. Yeah, pretty much maxing out his games every single season. 261 appearances, 60 assists for the central midfielder Yuri Popasil. So they've churned out some good players. Maybe 10 years was a little bit too soon for any kind of success. So we're going to go probably another 10 years, see what they're doing there. That's another probably 3 competitions that we go through. No, wait, that'll be another 5 or 6 competitions, and let's see if they can produce any kind of success. Right, we're in 2041, 20 years in the future, and immediate success here when you look at the fact that they are now 22nd in the world rankings. Got up as high as 16th, I think is the highest. Dropped back down to 22nd, so they're really starting to make an indent on the sort of top 10, the big nations. We're going to quickly look through these top players. Thomas Smahaj, who's at Bayern Munich. Let's have a quick look at him. 183 current ability, 186 potential ability. He's 23 years of age, pretty much maxed out where he is. Martin Prashaka, who we saw last time actually. He's the striker. Found his form at Newcastle. 16, 13, 17, 18, 16, 19, 18. Then broke 20 for a couple of seasons. 24 and 23. 16, 18, 21. What have Newcastle done? Have they won anything? Just interested. They have. They've won 2 Premier Leagues, so he and a couple of third place. So he's been at the heart of them winning some Premier Leagues. Won a couple of FA Cups as well. Won the Europa Conference League as well. This isn't about Newcastle United though, so we're just going to ignore that for now. It's just a little bit of an interesting thing. 261 goals in 524 appearances, averaging 7.22. Excellent from him there. Pavel Fiala, who's at Chelsea, he is a 33-year-old now. So he came through Slavia Prague in the 2022-2023 season. I'm pretty sure he will be maxed out, whatever it is. Where are we going? Start editing. 149. Still got a little bit of potential apparently, but I don't see how that can be the case. Graham Cole, we saw last time as well. He's now 32 at PSG. What kind of career has he had? Arsenal to Montpellier on a free, then to Atalanta for 9.75, and then to PSG this recent season. Let's go and have a look at their under 21 team. Let's rank them by value. And we got Emmanuel Ngumu, who's a striker at Bayer Leverkusen. He is 144, 180 potential ability. I'm not sure if that's the highest we've seen yet. It might just be. Radin Kopecki at Leipzig, 22 years of age. He always keeps going to the wrong one. 179 potential ability there. He probably got a little bit of time to fill that out. And then we'll have a quick look at Karol Staracek, the goalkeeper. He is 150 potential ability, so not quite in the same levels as the other 2 guys, but still decent sort of goalkeeper to have coming through. If we have a quick look at the senior squad as well, Daniel Picorni is 140 to 490 million pounds. He's at Hertha Berlin. 24-year-old striker, 17 finishing. Let's have a quick look at his current ability, 170, potential 189. Whether he can reach that or not, being 24 years of age, I don't know. But what a player he is. We had a look at Thomas there. Ahmad Mansour is a goalkeeper at Bayer Leverkusen. He is 174 current ability, maxed out, 30 years of age as well. Anyone quite young in here? Yuri Rezek is a defender. He's at West Ham. So have a quick look at him. 160 current ability, 174 potential. So there is some really good players there. Let's have a quick look at the competitions. Let's see what they've done. Nothing in the European Championships. Federations Cup is still their third place. So they have had runners-up in the European Under-21 Championship since that was in 2033. Runners-up in the Under-20 World Cup in 2039. And a third place in 2035. They won the Under-19 European Championship in 2038. So that was 3 years ago. Runner-up 2 years before that in 2036. Under-20 Elite League, they won that in 2026. I think I missed that last time out. Runner-up in 32 and 40. So they're doing well at the younger competitions. They're just not quite making it stick in the big competitions. We're going to have a quick look at European Championships. They obviously haven't been runner-up. Actually, you know what? If I go to schedule and we just flick through right back to the start. So World Cup qualifiers, they qualified easy. 2022, they got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Holland 3-0 in 2022. In the Euros, they didn't get out the group in that Euros. Poland, Austria, Sweden, you thought they'd have done better there. I'm guessing they didn't qualify for the World Cup here in 2026. So it's 2028, they were knocked out by Poland in the Euro Championship playoffs. 2030, no, they didn't get out the World Cup groups qualifying stages again. 2032, knocked out in the playoffs for the European Championships again. 2034, nope, didn't get out the World Cup groups once again. So they're not getting out the groups. This one they look like they've done better in the Euros. Have they qualified this time? Yes, they did. They got to the semi-final, beat 2-0 by England in the semi-finals of the Euros in 2036. 2038, they got to the World Cup. They got to the quarterfinals, beaten in extra time by Italy. So they're actually getting closer and closer. 2040 now. Got to the second round, beaten by Italy yet again. So they're getting closer. It's not as bad as it looks at the minute. We're 20 years in. We're going to probably go another 10 years into the future. Another 5 or 6 more competitions, and hopefully we can start to see a little bit more success than what we have done in these first 20 years. So due to a mistake, we're 31 years into the future. Not sure what happened. One thing we haven't looked at is league winners in the Czech Republic. So Slavia Prague in the first season, 21-22. Then Sparta won it back to back. Then Slavia won 3 in a row. Victoria Pleasant won it then. Slavia Prague, Sparta, Slavia, Sparta. They were sharing it around. Sparta double there. Hajduk, Bohemians, Victoria Pleasant. Hajduk, Pleasant, Bohemians. Same sort of teams winning it. Parapidis win it there. The Prague teams have really fell out of favour in the last sort of 10 or 15 years or so. Slavia have got 2 in the last sort of 20 years or so. So not great there for the Prague side, but a multitude of winners once again. And it's time to have a look at, I don't know why I've clicked on Daniel Vardai, that's what I wanted to click on. So Czech Republic 8th in the world. That is fantastic. They got as high as 4th as well back in what probably is like 2050, sometime this year actually, in 2052. Since then they've dropped away, got as high as 6th again, and then down to 8th. Let's have a look at some of their top players. Filip Mlnarik, who's at Barcelona, he's 32 now. A lot of green still there. What is he? He's 190, potential of 199, still at 32. That is fantastic. Thomas Smahaj at Bayern Munich, 168 current ability, 186 potential. He's 34 again. Some of these players are quite old now. Another 31-year-old. We're going to have a quick look at the first team. Top player in terms of value, Martin Silhan, who's 27. He's at Bayer Leverkusen. What's he ranked at? 168 current ability, 168 potential ability. Let's have a look at this guy at Liverpool, David Zitka. So he's 21. He should have a lot of potential, you would think. 157. He's maxed out already at 21. Let's go down to the under 21s and have a quick look. So we've got Pavel Kalina, who again another striker. He's at Tottenham, 5'8" striker. 142 current ability, 170 potential ability. Pavel Kratky, who's at Newcastle, 21 to 64 million. He's got 170 potential ability, 131 current ability. So they're still churning out the players. Let's now have a look at the competition history. What have they done? They've won the World Cup 1 year after. We said they were getting closer and closer. 1 year after the last time we visited this, they won the World Cup 2042. Let's go and have a look at that competition. How do we do it now? We want fixtures and results. This goes 2042. So they beat France in the final 3-1. Can we see it? Just like to view the whole thing. Right, if we go like this, we go to the 2042 season, and hopefully that just failed miserably. Anyway, right, so let's go through it. So they were in a group with Colombia and Iran. They beat Colombia 3-2, beat Iran 2-0, went into the second round. They played Mali, beat them 3-1, then beat Serbia in the third round on penalties after a 2-2 draw, beat Argentina 2-1 in the quarterfinals, beat England 1-0 in the semis, and then beat France 3-1 in the World Cup final. So the first major trophy just over 20 years into this save. I didn't look at the rest of the European Championships. They were runners up in 2044 and 2048, so back to back runners up. So let's go 2044. They lost to England 2-0 after beating Holland, beating Croatia, beating Portugal. They lost to Spain in the groups. They beat England in the group, but then lost to them in the final. And then 2048, they made the final. They lost to England again, won every game this time, beating Bosnia and Herzegovina, beating Austria, beating Romania, Belgium in the second round, Spain in the quarterfinals, Germany in the semis. They smashed Germany as well, 4-0, and then a 2-0 defeat to England. And if we go to the 2050 season, they got knocked out by Brazil in extra time in the World Cup, second round in the season, just gone. And then right now they're in the quarterfinals against Denmark in what we in the Euros in 2052. So that is currently ongoing. We're going to go a lot further into the future, so we ain't going to see this straight away. So they're doing very, very well. They've got some good players coming through, and we're going to go probably another 20 years into the future, keep it at 50 years, because I think this has already been more of a success than any of the other what-ifs that I've done in the previous couple of months. So we're going to go 20 more years. We're going to leave it at 50 years. Hopefully they can build on this success and go on and on. So for the final time, we're back looking at the Czech Republic. We've gone 49 years into the future from the start. Something weird happened. We're in October of 2070. We're not going to go into 2071. We should leave it as it is here, especially with the last international tournament being this summer just gone. So we're going to have a quick look through. They haven't won another World Cup. They got the runners-up in 2054, 12 years later. They won the European Championships in 2060. They didn't really build on that success, that era, that 2042, 44, 48 and 52 era. I suppose they did get another runners-up in the European Championships. They finally won it 8 years after that in 2060, so that was 10 years ago. Haven't really built on that either, if I'm completely honest. Won the European South American Super Cup, which is a competition that I have no clue about. Apparently started in 2022, where I'm guessing the European champions play the South American champions. So, and apparently the South Americans never win. But Czech Republic won that. They beat Brazil in Germany in 2061. So that's another trophy. We go down and look. European International Leagues, they won it in 2045 and 2059. Runners up in 2057 and 2067. Third place in 43 and 53. Confederations Cup, nothing. Olympic Games, they won that in 44 and 48. Under 21 European Championships, won it in 25 and 47. Runners up in 29, 33 and 59. Runners up in the under 20 World Cup. Runners up in the under 20 World Cup in 39 and third place in 29 and 35. European under 19 Championships, they've won it in 38, 42, 58 and 68. So multiple times throughout this save, they've produced some brilliant youngsters that have gone on to win that championship. Runners up in 30, 36, 53, 57, 63, 64 and 67. So really good youngsters they've had coming through. The under 20 Elite League won it in 2026. Runners up in 32, 40, 48 and third place in 42, 54, 68, and most recently 70. European Under 17 Championships runners up in 2000, 2006, so that's done nothing since then. We're not going to look too much at what players are coming through now, because you've got an idea. These players are coming through. One thing I will look at, though, actually, let's find someone who's... I mean, one thing I will say is, you look through this first side for the Czech Republic, and not one of these players play in the Czech Republic. Let's go down to the under-21s. There's a couple, but there's, well, a few more down here, a few more of the less valued players. But if we just have a look, have these teams still got full 5-star facilities? Not all of them. Some have dropped off. Bohemians have kept their facilities pretty well. Dukla Prague haven't. Let's have we're in the first division. Let's have a quick look at where is. So Sparta. No, Spartas have fallen away. And then where is Slavia Prague? Have Slavia Prague been relegated? Yeah, they have. They're in the second division. Their facilities have dropped as well massively. So they haven't managed to keep the upkeep on the stadiums. One thing I didn't check as well, money. So Bohemians have got £23 million in the bank. Dukla Prague haven't got a lot. 2.39, 5.4. Lizen are in debt. So are Loco Vlativin. Yeah, hopefully these two parts for this video, not many people see that absolute butchering of that name. Parapradis got 11 million. $500,000 debt, 18 million. So the money has dwindled away with a lot of these, which is kind of surprising. I wonder what kind of, let's have a look at these. What kind of transfers have they done down here? Again, so they haven't spent an awful lot of money, but I don't know what sort of league they're in. Let's have a look at Sparta, because they would have made some big signings if that wants to load. So let's go 2 million there, 10 million for this guy here. 38.5 million is one of the highest that they've spent, and that was quite early on. Spent a fair bit down here in, I'm not sure what season we're talking here, but I mean, I know it's 50 years, so they've spent quite a bit of money over the years, but you'd thought some of them would have had, you know, some decent money. One thing we also will check is, before we go, is we'll have a look at the Champions League and the other European competitions, and have a look if we've got any Czech Republic winners. Quickly firing down here. I mean, bearing in mind that a lot of the good Czech Republic players in the national side are, well, all of the national side are overseas. I would think though they wouldn't have won many European competitions. They haven't won the Champions League. Can't see any runs up either. Let's flick down quickly to the Europa League. Birmingham City have just won the Europa League. Wow. So, sorry, I get sidetracked by stuff. Got promoted from the Championship in 55 and 6. Established themselves as a very good Premier League side. Two fifth place finishes in a row. And they have done fantastic. So they've won that. Let's have a quick look down. There's no real other names that stand out. Villa lost to Real Sociedad. You can tell it from the Midlands that they're the two that I'll pick out straight away. There's no Czech Republic teams in here that I can see. I'm going to have a quick look at the Conference League, because I suppose that's maybe more their level. Even though with the facilities they've got, they should have done better. Victoria Pleasant got to the final in 2056-57. They lost to Sassuolo. Let's go forward a little bit more. No, Inter won the Conference League, so they're dropping away a little bit. Barcelona, Fulham. Atletico Madrid, Panathinaikos. There's that pleasant one losing to Sassuolo. So I mean, it's slightly disappointing. There's been no success in terms of Hadrick lost to Torino in 36-37. Bohemians there lost to Hoffenheim in 38-39. So there's a couple of finals made, but no one in the Czech Republic League has gone on to win a European competition, which is kind of disappointing. I thought with what we've given them, Pleasant again there losing to Roma in 34-35. I don't know if I just mentioned. No, I didn't mention that one. So kind of disappointing actually with the facilities we gave them. I expected a little bit more, I've got to be honest, from some of the clubs. But 3 Europa Conference League finals, 3 defeats in them. No, was it 4? Might have been 4 actually, not 3. No Europa Leagues, no Champions League finals either. So in terms of the league itself, very, very poor. Before we go, did I check? Check. Yeah, I did that deliberately. Right, so just check. They're still 6th. They got as high as 3rd earlier on this year. That's about as high as they've been by looking. The Czech Republic League has got 4-star reputation. And we're just going to have a quick look. They're 12th, got as high as 11th recently. So they haven't not even in the top 10 in terms of the best leagues in the world. They're above Scotland, above Switzerland, above Austria, below Denmark, the Ukraine, Holland. Is there any weird competitions that have got up to the top? So we've got England, Germany, Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, Greece are up in 7th. They've made some good progress. Turkey are also up quite high as well. So there's a few random nations that have made it up pretty high. Anyone fell away? Nothing springs to mind straight away that's fell away. Kazakhstan are up to 19th. That's an odd one. But even so this save has been a little bit more interesting, a little bit more successful. The AI has done a lot better job than they did at Blackburn, at Paris, at FC United. And, well, they did okay with Barcelona. Adebayo and finished top goal scorer, so that's a success in itself. So, 50 years into the future, all the facilities that these Czech clubs can dream of, all the money that some of them can dream of as well, and it has only produced one major championship win. That was the World Cup, in... I'm going to forget now, so I'm going to go back and look. That was two major, the World Cup in 2042, the European Championships in 2060. They never built on that either. After winning it in 2060, never went on to get to a final in the 10 years following. World Cup won it in 42, and in the 28 years following, they made one more final in 2054. So they've had success. They've never actually built on it and had a sustained run as a top nation, which is kind of unfortunate with the players that they should have coming through every single season, having some of the best wonder kids that are getting poached from all over the world. Maybe they're losing a lot of players that are declaring for other nations. That might be a possibility. I'm not entirely sure how to look into that, and I'm not going to bother doing that now. But I think that's the first one that's a relative success. Discounting the Adebayo and Femel one, because that was Barcelona. The first one where we've given teams or a team money, and we got some success. Czech Republic, 2 major competitions in 50 years. Probably could have been better, but to me, with how the AI has been performing in this game, that is a success. And if you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and all being well, I'll see you next Saturday for another experiment video, and we'll be back Monday to Friday. We're trying to get 2 videos out a day at the moment. We've got the Galactico rebuild, which is live on Twitch most Tuesdays. Sometimes it'll alternate. It'll be on my Twitter if we do alternate it. That is going to be out in the daytime, Monday to Friday, as I try and catch up on editing that. And we also have the Hinkley Leicester Road save, which I'm going to try and get nailed down, because I've kind of fell away from it a little bit. Get that nailed down, get that out. Start changing the time there as well, 6:45 Monday to Friday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.